Hey there, Steve Nixon here with Freejazzlessons.com. Thank you very much for joining me for this tutorial. Okay, so in most jazz tunes, you're gonna find three basic chord types, all right? You're gonna find a combination of major chords, a combination of minor chords, and a combination of dominant chords. Now, there are other chord qualities that you will see, but the vast majority of the time, major, minor, and dominant, all right? So having some voicings for each of those chord qualities is extremely beneficial, very useful. All right, so in today's tutorial, armed with that knowledge, I'm gonna teach you how to play four very useful dominant chord voicings. And like we've talked about in some of my other tutorials, these voicings are plug and play, the type of stuff that you'd hear your favorite jazz musicians playing. You can throw them right into your tunes. You can use them for accompanying, you know, they're very useful. All right, enough introduction. Let's step over the piano and get started learning. Thanks. All right, so let's explore some different dominant voicings here. So just as a quick reminder, the big reason that we want to learn different voicings, you know, different ways of playing dominant chords is really for the sake of variety. You know, if you play the same exact voicing every single time you see a dominant chord in a tune, or you're building an arrangement or in a fake book and it's, you know, the same thing every single time, it's gonna get kind of boring. You know, and in jazz, we want to express ourselves. We want to create some uniqueness and some variety. So having different voicing options is one of the great keys for doing this, okay? So most people know this for a C7 voicing. They, you know, they'll play that. And yes, it's C7, you know, plain Jane, kind of vanilla, but it's kind of, it's boring, right? So again, we just would have the root, the third, the fifth, and the flat seventh. And yes, this is C7, but most professional jazz musicians aren't playing this voicing, but they will play this, okay? And this is voicing number one in this tutorial, okay? So you'll see this voicing instead, all right? So what this is a C7 with a 13 and a 9, okay? So here's C here, here's my reference root. We got that root in the left hand, okay? B flat is that flat 7, D is the 9, E is the third, A is the 13. Real nice sounding chord here, right? So here it is in the key of D, for example. Here it is in the key of E flat. So you're gonna wanna spend time learning this voicing in as many keys as you can. So real popular voicing, obviously very cool sounding, and you're really gonna get a lot out of concentrating and spending some time with this voicing. Okay, our next voicing we're gonna explore here is a C7 with a 13 and a flat 9. Okay, so here's our reference root here, right? B flat is that flat 7, D flat now, flat 9. Instead of the natural 9 that we saw before, we have the flat 9. E is a third, A is that 13. So check it out, like for example, from a 5 to 1. C7 into F, F6, right? Real nice sounding voicing, and I'm sure you've heard that voicing before. And now you know how to play it. So again, a great practice thing for you to do is to explore this voicing in as many keys as you can. And really one of the best ways to do that is to be thinking of these scale degrees. You know, I'm not calling out flat 7 and flat 9 just for fun, although I am having fun, but I'm really calling them out so you can think about them in other keys as well. So you can say, all right, if we were in the key of, let's say the key of F, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? That's a 7. So here's the flat 7, you know, and making sure that, okay, I can build this in the key of F. There's the flat 7, the flat 9, the third, and the 13. So that's really how you can work out some of these voicings in different keys. Think about the scale degrees. All right, our next voicing we're going to explore here is this voicing. All right, so now we're gonna do this voicing. All right, so what this is a C7 sus, all right? And we have a 13 and a 9 in this one, okay? Very cool sounding chord. So we have that reference root, which is C here, right? B flat as that flat 7. Again, we're back to that 9 here. You know, in the previous chord we had the flat 9, but now we have the natural 9, okay? Now, this is what makes the voicing the sus, okay? So just to sort of sum up what a sus voicing is, it's really a fourth scale degree, okay? So 2, 3, 4, all right? So that's what it is here. Just have that 4 in here. And then the 13, right? So very Vince Guaraldi sounding chord. Right? So real nice voicing. Again, learn it in as many keys as you can. Here it is in D. Here it is in E. Herbie Hancock loves this voicing, by the way. You'll see this voicing in Maiden Voyage. Gosh, so many different tunes. If you ever check out the rock jazz band Steely Dan, they love this voicing too. I love this voicing. Everybody loves this voicing. It's very common jazz voicing. All right, so there are tons of great dominant chord voicings, but just for the sake of time, we're only gonna be going over one more chord in this tutorial, all right? But I promise I'm gonna make it a good one, all right? So what this chord is, this is a C7 with a sharp 11 and a 9. Very Thelonious Monk inspired chord, okay? So there's that reference root, our C there, you know, scale degree 1. B flat is that flat 7th, that's what makes it the dominant chord. D is the 9, E is the 3rd, and then F sharp here is that sharp 11. So just like the other chords, you're going to want to practice this voicing in as many keys as you can. So here it is in D flat. Here it is, for example, in the key of E flat. You know, here it is in G flat. You know, you just want to be able to just boom, grab it and play it. All right, so think about your scale degrees along the way. You don't have to master it all 12 keys in one day. You can just try one key outside of the key of C, maybe just throw it in the key of G, right? Or just throw it in the key of F. Transposition practice is a great tool to really start learning more about the keyboard. All right, I hope you had fun with this particular tutorial. I definitely had fun teaching it to you. So practice these dominant chords, you know, try throwing them in to a few different keys, try throwing them into a tune, you know, explore all the different colors and the different sounds that you can get out of them. So thank you so much for watching. I will see you again very soon.